The Grand Hall of Atheron Prime, an architectural marvel suspended in the vast expanse of space, buzzed with activity. Delegates from every corner of the galaxy filled the chamber, their various shapes, sizes, and forms creating a tapestry of interstellar diversity. The Intergalactic Council, an alliance of the galaxy's most advanced civilizations, had gathered to address the growing threat of the Zarkonian Empire. The Zarkonians, a ruthless and expansionist race, had been conquering star systems with alarming speed. Their war machines were unmatched, their tactics brutal, and their ambition limitless. The Council, desperate to halt their advance, had called upon every member civilization to contribute to the defense effort. As the Earth delegation entered the hall, a wave of murmurs and laughter rippled through the assembly. General Marcus Chen, a seasoned and stoic leader, led the small contingent. Beside him were Captain Nadia Reyes and Lieutenant Aidan Cross, both exemplary soldiers with numerous commendations. "Look at the primitives from Earth," Varnak, the reptilian ambassador from Zython, hissed to his colleague. "Did they bring their spears and slingshots?" The room erupted in laughter, the delegates from technologically superior worlds amused by the presence of the humans. Earth's reputation as a backwater planet, isolated and underdeveloped compared to the galactic giants, was well known. Their technology, though rapidly advancing, was still considered rudimentary by many. General Chen's face remained impassive. He had anticipated the ridicule. Earth's isolation had bred a certain level of ignorance about humanity's true capabilities. He knew that laughter could be a powerful weapon if harnessed correctly. Let them laugh, he thought. It will make our victory all the more satisfying. The assembly quieted as Supreme Chancellor Alera, a dignified figure from the advanced civilization of Ilaria, called the meeting to order. Her presence commanded respect, her voice resonating through the hall. "Representatives, we face an existential threat from the Zarkonian Empire. Their expansion must be stopped, and it will require the combined efforts of all our civilizations. We must stand united." General Chen stepped forward to address the council. The whispers and chuckles persisted, but he ignored them, focusing on his mission. "Esteemed members of the council," Chen began, his voice steady and authoritative. "Earth may be new to the galactic stage, but we have much to offer. Human soldiers are resourceful, adaptable, and resilient. We excel under pressure and have a unique ability to innovate in the heat of battle." A skeptical murmur spread through the crowd. One of the delegates, an insectoid ambassador from the Tharkius cluster, raised an appendage. "General Chen, with all due respect, how can a species as primitive as yours make a significant impact against the Zarkonian war machine?" Chen met the delegate's gaze without flinching. "Humanity has a history of overcoming impossible odds. We have fought wars of survival on our own world, developed advanced strategies, and adapted rapidly to changing circumstances. Underestimating us would be a grave mistake." The room fell silent, the weight of Chen's words hanging in the air. Captain Reyes and Lieutenant Cross stood tall beside him, their presence reinforcing his statement. Chancellor Alera nodded thoughtfully. "Very well, General Chen. Earth's contribution will be assessed in the upcoming defense operations. Your forces will be integrated with the Allied fleet for the next engagement." As the meeting adjourned, General Chen turned to his officers. "Prepare our forces. We have much to prove, and little time to do it." Captain Reyes smiled confidently. "They'll see soon enough, sir. Humanity's strength isn't just in our technology, it's in our spirit." Lieutenant Cross added, "And our ingenuity. We'll show them what humans are truly capable of." The Earth delegation left the Grand Hall with determination. The galaxy might have laughed at Earth's army, but they had yet to witness the true power of human soldiers. And when they did, the laughter would be silenced by awe and respect. Outside the council chamber, the Allied fleet prepared for the imminent Zarkonian attack. Earth's ships, sleek and unassuming, docked among the towering vessels of more advanced civilizations. Engineers and soldiers worked tirelessly, readying their equipment and coordinating strategies. The Zarkonian fleet, a menacing armada of colossal warships, arrived at the edge of the Atheron system with chilling precision. Their ships, dark and angular, seemed to absorb the light around them, casting an ominous shadow across the stars. The Allied forces, a patchwork of ships from dozens of civilizations, scrambled to form a defensive line. The command center aboard the ISS Athena, Earth's flagship, buzzed with activity. Captain Nadia Reyes stood at the helm, her gaze fixed on the holographic display showing the enemy's approach. Around her, the crew moved with practiced efficiency, their faces a mix of determination and tension. "All ships report in," Reyes commanded. Her voice was calm, steadying the nerves of those around her. "ISS Vanguard ready for combat," came the reply from Captain Leroy Hawkins, commanding another of Earth's ships. "ISS Intrepid standing by," added Lieutenant Aiden Cross, his voice crackling over the comms. The Allied fleet's response was slower, marred by hesitation and uncertainty. General Marcus Chen, observing from the Athena, knew that the first engagement would be crucial in proving humanity's worth. "Remember, our strength lies in our adaptability and resilience," Chen said, addressing the fleet. "Follow Captain Reyes's lead, and we will prevail." As the Zarkonian fleet closed in, their advance was heralded by a barrage of energy weapons. Massive beams of destructive energy lanced through space, striking the Allied front lines with devastating force. Ships from various civilizations exploded in fiery bursts, their remains scattering like cosmic debris. "Engage evasive maneuvers," Reyes ordered. The Athena veered sharply, dodging a lethal energy beam by mere meters. The crew, trained for such high-pressure situations, executed the maneuvers flawlessly. The battle erupted into a chaotic frenzy. Zarkonian warships, sleek and deadly, moved with terrifying efficiency. The Allied forces, struggling to maintain cohesion, found themselves overwhelmed by the sheer power and coordination of the enemy. Amidst the chaos, Earth's fleet moved with a precision that stood out. Human soldiers, trained to think on their feet and adapt to rapidly changing circumstances, executed daring maneuvers and unconventional tactics. Captain Reyes directed her ship with a blend of intuition and calculated risk, her commands swift and decisive. "Focus fire on the Zarkonian destroyer at Grid 7B, Reyes instructed. "Hit their weak points and disrupt their formations." The Athena's cannons roared to life, unleashing a volley of plasma rounds that struck the targeted Zarkonian ship with pinpoint accuracy. The destroyer shuddered under the impact, its shields flickering before collapsing entirely. "Vanguard, move in and finish it off," Reyes ordered. Captain Hawkins and his crew responded immediately, their ship darting through the battlefield with agility. The Vanguard's weapon systems locked onto the crippled Zarkonian destroyer, delivering a fatal barrage that tore it apart in a brilliant explosion. Cheers erupted on the bridge of the Athena, but Reyes remained focused. "Stay sharp, everyone. This battle is far from over." The tide of the battle began to shift. Earth's ships, though fewer in number, executed coordinated strikes that disrupted the Zarkonian assault. The human soldiers' resilience and adaptability started to inspire their alien allies, who began to rally and fight with renewed vigor. "General Chen," Reyes called, "we're making progress, but we need to strike at their command ship to break their coordination." Chen nodded, his mind racing with possibilities. "Agreed. Reyes, take point. Cross Hawkins, support her. Let's show them what human ingenuity can achieve." The trio of Earth ships formed a wedge, cutting through the battlefield towards the Zarkonian flagship. The command ship, a behemoth bristling with weaponry, loomed ahead, its presence a stark reminder of the enemy's might. As they closed in, the Zarkonian flagship unleashed a withering barrage. Energy beams and missile salvos converged on the human ships, forcing them into desperate evasive maneuvers. "Hold steady," Reyes urged. "We need to get within strike range." The Athena took a glancing hit, its shields flaring but holding. The Vanguard and the Intrepid flanked the flagship, their weapon systems targeting weak points identified through careful analysis. "Now, all ships, fire!" Reyes commanded. The combined firepower of the human ships slammed into the Zarkonian flagship. Explosions rippled across its surface, and the ship shuddered violently. Systems failed, and secondary explosions tore through its structure. "Direct hit," Cross reported. "Their defenses are collapsing." With the flagship critically damaged, the Zarkonian fleet's coordination faltered. The Allied forces seized the opportunity, pressing the attack and driving the enemy into retreat. The battle, though fierce and costly, ended in a hard-won victory for the Allied forces. As the Zarkonian ships retreated into the void, the cheers of triumph echoed across the fleet. On the bridge of the Athena, Captain Reyes allowed herself a rare smile. "Well done, everyone. We've shown them what humanity can do." The victory against the Zarkonian fleet sent ripples through the Intergalactic Council. Representatives from various civilizations now viewed the Earth delegation with newfound respect. The once dismissive smirks had turned into nods of acknowledgement. General Marcus Chen, Captain Nadia Reyes, and their team had proven that humanity's strength lay not just in their technology, but in their spirit and adaptability. The council chamber was abuzz with activity as discussions about the next steps in the war against the Zarkonian Empire took center stage. Supreme Chancellor Alera presided over the meeting, her composed demeanor commanding attention. "Esteemed members of the council," Alera began, "our recent victory has shown that unity and cooperation are our greatest assets. We must now decide on our next course of action to further weaken the Zarkonian threat." General Chen stepped forward, his presence now commanding respect. "We have gained valuable intelligence from the recent battle. The Zarkonians are planning a major offensive, and we must strike first. I propose a joint operation to infiltrate one of their key outposts and gather crucial information on their invasion plans." A holographic map of the Zarkonian territory appeared above the council's central table, highlighting a heavily fortified outpost. The strategic importance of this location was evident. It served as a hub for their logistical and command operations. The insectoid ambassador from the Tharkus cluster, the same who had doubted Chen before, now spoke with a tone of consideration. "Infiltration of such a well-defended position will be dangerous. What makes you think your human soldiers can succeed where others have failed?" Captain Reyes stepped forward, her eyes unwavering. "Humans excel in covert operations. Our ability to adapt and improvise under pressure gives us an edge. We have a team of elite soldiers ready for this mission, including specialists from other allied species." The council members exchanged glances, weighing the proposal. Varnak, the reptilian ambassador from Zython, who had previously mocked Earth, now nodded in agreement. "Very well. We will support this mission. The success of your soldiers in the recent battle has earned our trust." With the council's approval, preparations for the mission began in earnest. The team comprised a mix of human soldiers and alien specialists, each bringing unique skills to the table. Sergeant Leroy Hawkins, renowned for his fearless leadership and tactical brilliance, was chosen to lead the ground team. Alongside him were Lieutenant Aidan Cross, an expert in alien technology, and Zara, a telepath from the Illyrian system, whose abilities would prove invaluable in navigating the Zarkonian stronghold. As the team boarded their stealth shuttle, the weight of the mission pressed on them. The shuttle, equipped with advanced cloaking technology, slipped through the void, undetected by the Zarkonian sensors. The journey was tense, each member of the team silently preparing for the challenges ahead. Upon reaching the outskirts of the Zarkonian outpost, the shuttle landed silently, its cloaking system masking its presence. Hawkins led the team out, his keen eyes scanning the desolate landscape. The outpost loomed ahead, a fortress of imposing architecture and heavy defenses. "Stay sharp and stick to the plan," Hawkins whispered, his voice barely audible over the comms. "We get in, gather the intel, and get out. No heroics." The team moved with practiced stealth, their training evident in their fluid movements. Zara used her telepathic abilities to scan for patrols and security systems, guiding the team through hidden routes and avoiding detection. Cross hacked into the outpost's communication network, feeding false data to the Zarkonian security systems. Inside the outpost, the tension escalated. The corridors were patrolled by heavily armed Zarkonian soldiers, their alien forms casting ominous shadows. The team split into smaller units, each with a specific objective. Hawkins and Reyes made their way to the central command hub, while Cross and Zara focused on disabling the security systems. As they navigated the labyrinthine corridors, Hawkins noticed subtle signs of Zarkonian arrogance in their defenses, gaps and flaws that a more cautious species might have avoided. He smirked, recognizing that this arrogance was their advantage. Reaching the command hub, Hawkins and Reyes encountered a locked security door. Cross, working remotely, guided Reyes through the process of bypassing the lock. The door slid open with a hiss, revealing a room filled with holographic displays and control panels. "We're in," Reyes reported, starting data extraction. Hawkins stood guard, his eyes scanning for any signs of trouble. Minutes felt like hours as Reyes worked swiftly, transferring critical data to their portable drives. The information they gathered would be invaluable in planning the next steps against the Zarkonian threat. Suddenly, Zara's voice crackled over the comms. "We've been detected. Security forces are converging on your location. You need to move now." Hawkins and Reyes grabbed the data drives and sprinted out of the command hub. The corridors, once eerily silent, now echoed with the sound of approaching Zarkonian soldiers. The team regrouped at the extraction point, their path blocked by a squad of heavily armed enemies. "We're pinned down," Cross shouted, firing his weapon to hold the Zarkonians at bay. Hawkins assessed the situation quickly. "Reyes, take the data and get to the shuttle. We'll hold them off." Reyes hesitated for a moment, but knew the mission's success depended on the data they had gathered. She nodded and dashed towards the shuttle, the data drives secured in her pack. The remaining team members formed a defensive perimeter, their weapons blazing as they fought to keep the Zarkonians at bay. Hawkins's leadership and tactical brilliance shone through as he directed his team, their coordinated efforts slowing the enemy's advance. Reyes reached the shuttle, the engines already humming to life. "We're clear. Get to the shuttle, now." Hawkins and the others fell back, covering each other as they retreated. They boarded the shuttle, just as the Zarkonian reinforcements closed in. The shuttle's cloaking system reactivated and it lifted off, slipping away from the outpost undetected. The team breathed a collective sigh of relief as they left the Zarkonian territory behind. The mission had been perilous, but they had succeeded. The data they carried would provide crucial insights into the Zarkonian invasion plans. Back at the Allied base, General Chen and Supreme Chancellor Alera reviewed the data. The information revealed the Zarkonians' next targets and their strategic weaknesses. The Council, now fully aware of the humans' capabilities, began to plan their next move with renewed confidence. "Humanity's resilience and adaptability have proven invaluable," Alera said, her respect for General Chen and his soldiers evident. "We will use this intelligence to strike at the heart of the Zarkonian Empire. Together we can turn the tide of this war." The intelligence gathered from the Zarkonian outpost shifted the balance in favor of the Intergalactic Council. Armed with knowledge of their enemy's plans and weaknesses, the Council strategized a daring counteroffensive. Earth's role was now undeniably central, and General Chen's leadership became the keystone of their military strategy. In the war room aboard the ISS Athena, General Chen, Captain Reyes, Lieutenant Cross, and other key military leaders from allied civilizations reviewed the data. Holographic maps and schematics floated in the air, marking key Zarkonian installations. "Our target is Zarkon Prime," Chen declared, pointing to the heart of the Zarkonian Empire. "It's heavily fortified, but a successful strike here could cripple their command structure and disrupt their entire war effort." Reyes nodded, her eyes fixed on the map. "We'll need a multi-pronged approach. Hit them hard and fast from multiple directions to divide their defenses." A burly insectoid general from the Tharkas cluster leaned forward, his mandibles clicking thoughtfully. "Our forces will handle the diversionary attacks. Let the humans lead the main assault. They've proven their mettle." With the plan in place, the Allied fleet prepared for the most significant engagement of the war. Ships from dozens of civilizations formed an impressive armada, but it was the Earth fleet, now fully integrated into the alliance, that drew the most attention. Their resilience and unconventional tactics had earned them respect, and now they would lead the charge. As the fleet jumped to Zarkon Prime, tension gripped every soldier. The enormity of the task ahead weighed heavily, but the resolve to end the Zarkonian threat once and for all steeled their nerves. The first wave of the assault began with diversionary attacks on outlying Zarkonian installations. The Tharkas forces, along with contingents from Zython and Alaria, executed precision strikes that drew enemy forces away from the central command. On board the Athena, Captain Reyes orchestrated the main assault. All units, prepare for engagement, stick to the plan, and we'll come out on top. The fleet emerged from hyperspace above Zarkon Prime, and immediately the battle began. Zarkonian defense systems activated, their formidable firepower lighting up the void. Earth ships, leading the charge, darted through the chaos with practiced agility. "Focus on the command towers," Reyes ordered. "We need to cut off their communications and coordination." The Athena and its sister ships unleashed a torrent of firepower, targeting the massive command structures that anchored the Zarkonian defense grid. Explosions rippled across the planet's surface, sending shockwaves through the enemy ranks. In the midst of the battle, a distress signal crackled through the comms. "This is the ISS Vanguard. We've sustained heavy damage. Need immediate assistance." "Hang on, Vanguard," Reyes responded. "Intrepid, provide cover fire. Let's get them out of there." Lieutenant Cross, aboard the Intrepid, directed his ship towards the Vanguard. Under heavy fire, the Intrepid positioned itself between the enemy and the crippled ship, its weapons blazing to hold back the onslaught. "Get those shields up now!" Cross barked. The crew, fueled by adrenaline, worked with relentless precision. As the battle intensified, the fleet's coordination and the humans' tenacity began to turn the tide. Zarkonian ships, now disorganized and leaderless, struggled to mount an effective defense. One by one, their defenses crumbled under the relentless assault. "We're breaking through!" shouted an officer on the Athena. "Their command structure is collapsing!" Reyes allowed herself a moment of hope. "Press the advantage! We can't let them regroup!" The Allied fleet pushed forward, their combined might overwhelming the remaining Zarkonian forces. On the ground, Allied troops stormed key installations, their advance unstoppable. Human soldiers, leading the charge, demonstrated unmatched bravery and strategic brilliance. In the skies above, the final Zarkonian command ship, a behemoth of war, made a desperate last stand. Reyes and the Athena moved in for the kill. "All weapons, target the command ship," Reyes commanded. "This ends now." The Athena's cannons fired in unison, their combined firepower hammering the enemy vessel. The command ship shuddered under the assault, its defenses failing. With a final cataclysmic explosion, it disintegrated, signaling the end of the battle. Cheers erupted across the fleet. The Zarkonian threat had been neutralized, their empire left in disarray. The victory, hard-fought and dearly won, belonged to the united forces of the Intergalactic Council, led by the indomitable human soldiers. As the smoke cleared and the fleet regrouped, General Chen addressed the Council and the assembled forces. "Today we have proven that unity is our greatest strength. Earth's soldiers, once underestimated, have shown what humanity can achieve. This victory is not just ours, but for every civilization that stood together against tyranny." The war had taken its toll, but the bonds forged in battle would shape the galaxy's future. Humanity had earned its place among the stars, not through superior technology alone, but through the strength of their spirit and the unity they inspired. The aftermath of the battle against the Zarkonian Empire brought a profound sense of accomplishment and relief to the Allied forces. Zarkon Prime lay in ruins, its once dominant empire shattered. The Allied fleet, though battered and weary, stood victorious. The galaxy had been saved from a dire threat thanks to the bravery and resilience of its defenders. Back on Atheron Prime, the Intergalactic Council convened once more, this time in a mood of celebration and gratitude. General Marcus Chen, Captain Nadia Reyes, and their team were hailed as heroes. The council chamber, which once echoed with mockery and skepticism, now resonated with applause and admiration. Supreme Chancellor Alara stood before the assembly, her expression one of solemn pride. "Today, we honor the valiant efforts of those who stood against the darkness. The victory over the Zarkonian Empire is a testament to our unity and strength. We owe a great debt to the human soldiers who led us to triumph." General Chen stepped forward to address the council. "This victory belongs to all of us. It was our combined efforts, our shared sacrifices that brought down the Zarkonian threat. Humanity is honored to stand alongside such courageous allies. Together, we have shown that no enemy is insurmountable when we are united." The celebrations were grand. but the war had left scars. Many lives had been lost, and the rebuilding process would be long and arduous. Yet the spirit of cooperation and unity forged in the heat of battle provided a strong foundation for the future. Captain Reyes and Lieutenant Cross, along with other key members of the Earth delegation, took the opportunity to exchange knowledge and strengthen alliances with their alien counterparts. Technological advancements and tactical innovations were shared, each civilization contributing to a collective pool of wisdom. Amidst the celebrations, General Chen found a moment of quiet reflection. The cost of victory weighed heavily on him, but the sense of purpose and the bonds formed with allies filled him with hope. "Chen," called Captain Reyes, approaching with a smile, "we've done it. We've shown the galaxy what humanity is capable of." Chen nodded, his gaze distant for a moment. "Yes, we have. But this is just the beginning. We must continue to build on this unity, to ensure that no threat can ever divide us again." Reyes placed a hand on his shoulder. "We will. The alliances we've forged here will shape the future of the galaxy." As the celebrations continued, the Intergalactic Council made plans for the future. Efforts to rebuild the war-torn regions were prioritized, with resources and aid distributed across the affected systems. Earth's contribution to the reconstruction efforts further solidified their newfound status as a respected member of the galactic community. The Allied fleet, now a symbol of unity and strength, began the task of maintaining peace and stability. Human soldiers, once underestimated, were now recognized as leaders and innovators, their resilience and adaptability becoming a model for others to follow. In the following months, the galaxy saw an era of unprecedented cooperation and progress. Scientific advancements flourished, and cultural exchanges enriched the lives of countless beings. The memory of the Zarkonian War served as a reminder of the power of unity and the dangers of complacency. General Chen, Captain Reyes, and Lieutenant Cross became key figures in shaping the new galactic order. Their experiences and leadership guided the Council as they navigated the challenges of peacekeeping and rebuilding. Years later, a new generation of soldiers and leaders looked to the heroes of the Zarkonian War for inspiration. The story of Earth's army, once laughed at and underestimated, became a legend that inspired future generations to embrace the values of courage, ingenuity, and unity. In the halls of Atheron Prime, a monument was erected to honor the fallen and commemorate the victory. Inscribed on its base were the words, "United we stand, unbreakable we prevail." The galaxy had learned a valuable lesson. Never underestimate the power of unity, and never ever underestimate the strength of human soldiers. The dust of battle had barely settled when the Intergalactic Council received intelligence about the Zarkonians' last-ditch effort to reclaim their lost dominion. Desperation drove the remnants of the Zarkonian fleet to launch an all-out assault on the Allied forces' Central Command on Atheron Prime. This would be the final, decisive conflict that could either end the war for good or turn the tide back in favor of the Zarkonians. The Council convened urgently, and General Chen's face was a mask of determination as he addressed the assembly. "We have no choice but to meet them head-on. This will be their final stand, and we must ensure it is their last." Captain Nadia Reyes, now a seasoned veteran of countless skirmishes, was given command of the fleet. Her reputation for decisive action and unwavering courage made her the perfect leader for this critical engagement. "We know their tactics and we know their weaknesses. We will not let them regain their footing," she stated firmly. The Allied fleet, bolstered by recent victories and newfound unity, mobilized with a sense of purpose and urgency. Ships from across the galaxy, including the sleek and resilient vessels of Earth, formed an unbreakable line of defense around Atheron Prime. As the Zarkonian fleet approached, it became clear that they had thrown everything into this attack. Their ships, scarred from previous battles but still formidable, charged forward with reckless abandon. The command center buzzed with activity as tactical plans were finalized and last-minute preparations were made. "Incoming!" The warning rang out as the first wave of Zarkonian fighters broke through the void, their weapons lighting up the darkness. Captain Reyes, aboard the Athena, coordinated the defense with surgical precision. Hold the line, focus fire on their lead ships and disrupt their formations. The battle erupted into a fierce exchange of firepower. The Zarkonians fought with the ferocity of a cornered beast, but the Allied forces, driven by a shared resolve, held their ground. Human soldiers manning the frontline ships displayed extraordinary valor and ingenuity, employing adaptive tactics that continually confounded the enemy. In the midst of the chaos, the flagship of the Zarkonian fleet loomed, a massive dreadnought, bristling with weapons and command modules. General Chen knew that taking down this ship would break the Zarkonian assault and demoralize their remaining forces. "Reyes, the dreadnought is our target," Chen's voice crackled over the comms. "We need to disable it to turn the tide of this battle." Reyes nodded, already calculating the best approach. "Understood, General. All units prepare for a concentrated assault on the Zarkonian flagship. We take it down, we end this." The Allied fleet maneuvered into position, their ships forming a spearhead aimed directly at the dreadnought. The Zarkonians, realizing their command ship was the focus, intensified their defense, but it was too late. The human-led assault, relentless and precise, broke through their lines. "Fire at will," Reyes commanded. The Athena and its allied ships unleashed a devastating barrage. Plasma cannons and missile salvos struck the dreadnought's shield generators and weapon systems, causing massive explosions that rocked the colossal vessel. Inside the Zarkonian flagship, chaos reigned. Systems failed, and structural integrity faltered. The Zarkonian commander, a fierce and determined leader, realized their defeat was imminent. With a final, desperate act, he ordered his remaining ships to retreat. The dreadnought, now crippled and burning, began to break apart. The sight of their flagship's destruction shattered the morale of the Zarkonian forces. Their retreat turned into a rout, and the Allied fleet pursued, ensuring no remnants would regroup to fight another day. As the last of the Zarkonian ships fled into the void, a cheer erupted across the Allied fleet. The final stand of the Zarkonian Empire had been crushed, and peace, hard won and dearly paid for, was within grasp. General Chen addressed the victorious forces, his voice filled with pride and relief. "Today, we have secured our future. The Zarkonian threat is no more. Thanks to our unity, courage, and the indomitable spirit of our soldiers, we have won this war." Captain Reyes, standing on the bridge of the Athena, allowed herself a moment of reflection. They had faced overwhelming odds, endured countless hardships, and emerged victorious. The galaxy had seen the true strength of humanity, and it would never be forgotten. The battle over, the task of rebuilding and healing could begin. The alliance, forged in the crucible of war, stood stronger than ever, ready to face whatever challenges the future might hold. The aftermath of the Zarkonian defeat brought a mix of jubilation and somber reflection across the galaxy. The war had taken a tremendous toll, and the Allied forces faced the daunting task of rebuilding what had been destroyed. On Atheron Prime, the Intergalactic Council convened to address the pressing need for recovery and future security. General Marcus Chen, Captain Nadia Reyes, and Lieutenant Aidan Cross stood as honored guests at the Council's gathering. Their contributions had been pivotal in achieving victory, and their leadership was now essential in the rebuilding efforts. Supreme Chancellor Alera opened the meeting, her tone both celebratory and resolute. "We have achieved a great victory, but our work is far from over. We must rebuild our worlds and ensure that such a threat never arises again. General Chen, Captain Reyes, your insights and experience will be invaluable in this endeavor." General Chen nodded, stepping forward. "Reconstruction is our immediate priority, but we must also strengthen our alliances and share our knowledge. The unity we achieved in battle must extend into peace. We have much to learn from each other." Captain Reyes added, "Earth stands ready to assist in any way we can. Our engineers, scientists, and soldiers are at your disposal. Together, we can rebuild stronger than before." The Council's plan for reconstruction involved distributing resources and expertise across the war-torn regions. Earth, now a respected member of the galactic community, played a crucial role in coordinating these efforts. Human engineers collaborated with alien scientists to repair infrastructure, develop advanced technologies, and improve defenses. Meanwhile, human soldiers who had earned their reputation on the battlefield were now seen as symbols of hope and resilience. They worked side by side with their alien counterparts, fostering a sense of camaraderie and mutual respect. The shared experiences of war had forged unbreakable bonds between different species, paving the way for a brighter future. One of the key projects was the rebuilding of Zarkon Prime. Despite its role as the enemy's stronghold, the Council recognized the importance of transforming it into a symbol of peace and cooperation. The planet's reconstruction would serve as a reminder of what unity could achieve. Lieutenant Cross, leading a team of engineers and diplomats, oversaw the initial phases of the project. "We must turn this place from a symbol of fear into one of hope," he said, addressing his team. "This is our chance to show that even the darkest places can be transformed." As reconstruction efforts progressed, a new spirit of collaboration emerged. Cultural exchanges flourished, with humans learning about alien traditions and sharing their own. Festivals, art exhibitions, and scientific symposiums brought diverse civilizations closer together. Amidst these efforts, Captain Reyes and Lieutenant Cross found themselves reflecting on the journey that had brought them here. One evening, as they overlooked the bustling construction sites on Zarkon Prime, Reyes spoke. "We've come a long way," she said. "From being laughed at to leading the charge, we've shown the galaxy what humanity is capable of." Cross nodded, his eyes scanning the horizon. "And we've learned so much from our allies. This unity, it's something we must protect and nurture." As the months turned into years, the galaxy witnessed an era of unprecedented peace and prosperity. The lessons learned from the war became the foundation of a new era of cooperation. The Intergalactic Council evolved from a wartime alliance into a governing body dedicated to maintaining peace and fostering growth. General Chen, now an elder statesman, continued to play a key role in guiding the Council. His wisdom and experience were invaluable in navigating the challenges of this new era. Captain Reyes and Lieutenant Cross, now revered leaders in their own right, continued to inspire future generations. Atheron Prime, once a symbol of conflict, became a beacon of hope. The council chamber, which had echoed with laughter at Earth's expense, now resonated with respect and admiration for all civilizations. The galaxy had come to understand that humanity's greatest strength lay not just in their technology or their resilience, but in their ability to unite diverse forces for a common cause. As the years passed, the story of Earth's army and its human soldiers became legend. Children across the galaxy learned of their bravery and ingenuity, and leaders looked to their example for guidance. The legacy of humanity's contributions to the galaxy was immortalized in monuments, literature, and the hearts of countless beings. The years of rebuilding and peace had transformed the galaxy. Atheron Prime, the nerve center of intergalactic cooperation, now stood as a shining example of unity and progress. However, the galaxy remained vigilant, knowing that the seeds of future threats could sprout at any moment. The legacy of the war had taught them to always be prepared. One day, an urgent transmission arrived at the council chamber. The message came from the outer rim, where a previously unknown anomaly had been detected. It was a massive structure, drifting through space, seemingly abandoned yet brimming with advanced technology. The Council recognized the need to investigate and secure this potentially valuable yet dangerous discovery. General Chen, now a revered elder, convened a special task force to address the situation. Captain Nadia Reyes and Lieutenant Aiden Cross were selected to lead the mission, their experience and leadership proving indispensable once more. "We don't know what we're dealing with," Chen said during the briefing, "but we must approach it with caution and readiness. This could be an opportunity or a threat. Your team will assess the situation and determine the next steps." Reyes and Cross gathered their team, which included scientists, engineers, and elite soldiers from various civilizations. Their mission, to explore the anomaly, identify its origins, and secure any technology that could benefit or threaten the galaxy. The journey to the outer rim was long and filled with anticipation. The crew, though seasoned, felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. Upon arrival, the sight of the structure left them in awe. It was a colossal, intricately designed space station, its surfaces covered in alien symbols and technology far beyond anything they had encountered. Reyes took charge, her voice calm and authoritative. "Scan for life signs and potential hazards. We need to know what we're dealing with before we board." The initial scans revealed no life forms but detected powerful energy sources within the station. Lieutenant Cross, an expert in alien technology, led the analysis. "This structure is ancient, but its technology is incredibly advanced. It could be a treasure trove of knowledge." With caution, the team boarded the station. The interior was vast and labyrinthine, filled with rooms housing advanced machinery and enigmatic artifacts. As they ventured deeper, they discovered what appeared to be a central control chamber. Reyes, Cross, and their team carefully examined the control panels. Suddenly, the station sprang to life, lights flickering on, and machinery humming with renewed energy. A holographic figure appeared before them, speaking in an unknown language. Cross worked quickly to decipher the language, utilizing translation algorithms and linguistic databases. After several tense moments, the figure's speech became intelligible. It identified itself as the AI caretaker of the station, left behind by an ancient, long-extinct civilization. "We are the guardians of knowledge," the AI intoned. "Our mission was to preserve the wisdom and technology of our race, but now you have awakened us." Reyes approached the hologram cautiously. "We come in peace. We seek to learn from your knowledge and ensure it is used for the betterment of all." The AI assessed their intentions and agreed to share the station's secrets. Over the following weeks, the team worked tirelessly, uncovering advanced technologies that could revolutionize energy production, medicine, and space travel. The potential benefits for the galaxy were immense. However, the AI also revealed a darker aspect. The ancient civilization had developed powerful weapons capable of destroying entire planets. These weapons were stored within the station, locked behind impenetrable security measures. Reyes and Cross convened with their team to discuss the implications. "We cannot allow these weapons to fall into the wrong hands," Reyes stated firmly. "We must secure them and ensure they are never used." The team devised a plan to disable the weapons and transport the knowledge and technology back to the Council. It was a delicate operation, fraught with danger, but their combined expertise and determination saw them through. Upon their return to Atheron Prime, the Council was astounded by the discoveries. The advanced technologies promised a new era of prosperity, while the secured weapons were placed under the highest level of protection. Supreme Chancellor Alera addressed the Council and the assembled citizens of the galaxy. "Thanks to the bravery and wisdom of our explorers, we stand on the brink of a new golden age. Let us use this knowledge to build a future of peace, prosperity, and unity." General Chen, Captain Reyes, and Lieutenant Cross were hailed as heroes once again. Their leadership and courage had not only safeguarded the galaxy, but also paved the way for unprecedented advancements. The galaxy entered an era of innovation and growth, driven by the technologies discovered within the ancient station. Education, healthcare, and quality of life improved across countless worlds. The unity forged in war now thrived in peace, guiding the galaxy towards a brighter future. In the halls of Atheron Prime, a new monument was erected, commemorating the explorers and their discoveries. It stood as a symbol of the enduring spirit of cooperation and the limitless potential of unity.